If you're ready to take your sleep score from this to this and wake up every morning feeling rested and relaxed, you need to fix your sleep. This is everything that I have done to get consistently good sleep every single night, and it is so easy. You can start this tonight. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Julia, and I have personally struggled with sleep for years. I would wake up consistently at 2 or 3 a.m. every single night with extreme anxiety, racing thoughts. I would wake up every morning feeling exhausted and like I didn't rest at all. If you've ever listened to anyone tell you any advice about getting better sleep, they always tell you the same thing. Get a consistent sleep schedule, work out, wake up and go to bed at the same time. We get it. I'm sure by now you've tried those things, or maybe you're just not in a point in your life where you can consistently do those things to get better sleep. And I'm not saying those don't work, because they are absolutely important, but I do have a couple of little things that I have also added into my sleep schedule that have gotten me good sleep, even if I can't always do those other things. It is so important to tell your brain when it is time to rest versus when it is time to wake up and be productive. Now, I am going to say it because it just needs to be said. Please start turning off your technology at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. If for whatever reason you can't do that, if you're studying late or whatever, just make sure to switch your electronic devices to a red light filter at least 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. There have been countless studies done about why blue light actually keeps you up and why it can disrupt your circadian rhythm, so I will not get into it, but all of our electronic devices and our lights emit a blue light. I have found that it is so much easier to wind down in the evening when you have a red light on. I know this isn't possible for everyone. They sell red lights on Amazon, or you can buy a device, part of a home kit, or just for an app that you can transition the colors on a lamp. They're not very expensive. I really recommend looking into one because it's a great way to set your cycle for the entire day. About an hour before bed, I will transition all of the lights in my apartment to a red light. Now, if we're going to start tapping into our senses to start winding down our brain, another big one that you want to start doing is sense of smell. There are so many ways to do this, but my favorite is to have a lavender incense that I use in our bedroom only at night. And I'm talking like right before I crawl into bed, I will put the lavender incense on. It smells phenomenal, and it really does tell my brain that it's time for bed. We also wash our sheets in a lavender scent boosters. I don't use this on any other clothes, and I also have a little spray bottle that I'll put a couple of the scent boosters in with some water, and if you ever need a little bed refresh, you can spray it as like a fabric spray, and it smells phenomenal. They make so many different room sprays and fabric sprays that you can purchase as well. We have smell and we have sight. Let's talk about sound. This has been a new love for me, and I seriously love to add this into my nightly routine. I can tell the difference, and it's one of those things that I have been telling all of my friends about because I seriously think it works so well. Recently, I have been listening to sound baths throughout the night. And I know this sounds so crazy if you've never heard of like what sound baths are. They're basically big tone bowls that people will use to create different tones to promote different functions in your brain. I'm going to leave a link down below to the channel that I've been using, as well as my favorite video that I listen to every single night. These are so relaxing. I am telling you, I hit a deeper level of sleep when these are on. They're like 12-hour videos, so you can definitely just leave it going throughout the entire night, but I personally like to do a sleep timer for an hour. If that doesn't sound like something that is up your alley, I do recommend looking into a nightly meditation that you can do while you're laying down. This is another one that I have seen phenomenal results. And this is coming from someone who used to toss and turn and lay awake for hours while my boyfriend was falling asleep within like 3 minutes of his head hitting the pillow. I was always so jealous. Sometimes you just need to tell your mind that it's okay, it's safe, you're calm. This is not the time to be thinking about X, Y, and Z. It is time for bed, and that's it. Another great way to calm those racing thoughts is journal before bed. I use the exact same morning and night template every single day and night. I've used it for myself for years, so I made a free printable and downloadable version for you because you guys were asking for one. So that link will be down below for you. It is completely free. You can print it out on your own paper if you want, or you can just use it as a template for your morning and nighttime routine. morning. And this is another one that I didn't expect to be such a game changer in having a good night's rest, but I see why there are so many studies done by it, and I see why people talk about it so much. Reduce the temperature in your room. We turn our temperature down to 65 degrees at night, which I know sounds crazy. I'm not saying you need to go to that extreme, especially right away. It was something that I had to warm up to, no pun intended. My boyfriend was really adamant about getting the temperature in our bedroom and our home a little bit cooler at night, because you do get warmer while you're asleep, and I have noticed that. So it has been a phenomenal thing to do. If this isn't something that you can do, maybe if you can get a fan in your room, or if you can just lighten the comforters or the blankets on your bed. I know it's so comfy and cozy, but I promise you, in the middle of the night when you're not being disrupted by your own sleep, your mind will thank you. I'm telling you, these few simple things will transform your sleep score, and I promise you, you will wake up feeling more well-rested. But if you are looking to take this one step further and really get a phenomenal sleep score consistently every night, here are some things that I've added into my routine throughout the day, or just precautions that I have done to give myself phenomenal sleep. So let's talk vitamins. This right here is the culprit for the biggest difference in my sleep. This is magnesium. I'm sure you've heard about it before, but I really recommend adding into your routine. I'm telling you, after like a week of using this, you will start to notice yourself feeling more well-rested. Every time I do it, I really do. But I did want to mention all of the vitamins I'm currently taking, because I do think that they all have an effect on how my sleep is and my overall health. Number one, this is the supplement that I tell everyone they need to add into their routine. This is fish oil supplements. I get most of my supplements from Costco when I can, because I mean, look at the size of this bottle, it's huge. Then D3. I also add B12 into my diet as well. And if you've seen any of my videos, I'm sure I've talked about this quite a lot. Creatine, creatine, creatine. This is the most studied supplement that there is. And I think there is a reason why. For females specifically, there's a lot of benefits, and I'm really surprised that we don't know about this as much. I have recently switched from a creatine mono to the creatine HCl. I'm only on like day 3 of using this, so I can't tell if there's a difference. But if you are adding creatine into your diet, please make sure that you are drinking enough water, because it is very important, and that's literally how this works. This is another thing that I really recommend adding to your next shopping list. These are nose strips by Breathe Right. Every time I wear one of these, I wake up and I'm like, wow, I had such better sleep last night. I promise you, the moment you put one of these on, you're gonna go, wow, I can actually breathe. At the end of the day, your bedroom is your sanctuary for sleep. So make sure that it actually reflects that. I would really recommend considering removing the TV from your room, excess things you don't need. If you can take your work out of your bedroom, I would really recommend it. I understand that everyone's circumstance is different, and that's not always a possibility, but I do recommend at least being conscious of how much time you spend in your bedroom, and especially how much time you're spending in your bed when you're not sleeping. At the end of the day, like I said, we're trying to train our brains that it's time for sleep, not time for X, Y, or Z. At the end of the day, there are a million different things that can affect your sleep. The most important part is that you start taking note of what is good for your sleep and what maybe needs to remove itself from its routine. These are all things that I can tell adding them into my routine have significantly made my sleep better. So if there is something that has been transformative for your sleep, maybe something really easy that I may have neglected, make sure to chime up in the comments and let everyone know what that is, because I am always looking to add new things to my routine. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you got anything out of it or you just enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That lets me know to keep making content just like this. And if you are not already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I post 2 videos every single week right here about habits, routines, rituals, and all things journaling as well. And I hope tonight treats you with some phenomenal sleep. If you've tried any of these things, or if you try them in the next couple of nights, let me know what your experience was. At the end of the day, all things are great when consistently done. So if something works for you, make sure that you keep it up. And I will see you back here again very, very, very soon with a brand new video. Bye.